I'd like to make an apology to the man that commented on my video about me sounding like every other YouTuber.
Stop, you can do it.
I'd like to apologize for plugging the podcast that both of us do.
Your last heartbreak, was it your fault or theirs?
It was totally my fault. I developed feelings for someone else while I was dating someone, and I actually told my partner.
Alright, so we came across this Scarlet on social media, sent it into the group chat, and I decided, hey, let's react to this. Why not? So this is about heartbreak.
Your last heartbreak, was it your fault or theirs?
It was totally my fault. I developed feelings for someone else while I was dating someone.
Oh! Sorry, I don't know how that came out. Go ahead, please.
I actually told my partner because we did have a really great, communicative, healthy relationship.
What do you think about that? Can you tell your partner stuff about that? Like, or is that just like, does she secretly want him to be unhappy?
We being real or we being?
Let's be a little dash of real, but like put some funny on it, like all the great comedians do.
All right, so yeah, no, it's really honestly, I do think it was healthy like healthy communication. If you want to degrade your relationship, you want your husband to never trust you or boyfriend.
But is she kind of low key spitting? Like, I would want to know something like that.
Depends
thanks for the info.
I think
I'm
it
leaving,
depends
but
on.
Thanks for the info. Am I gonna have to wait to figure it out? Am I gonna have to wait to see the iMessages, the Facebook Messenger messages? I sense a little feeling of toxicity in the air. Do you not?
Honestly, I feel like we need more info.
Maybe more reaction, more than 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here.
A lot of people have been hitting me up on Instagram and texting me.
All right.
Merch?
What is this, dude? Where's the merch?
Through this entire process, finally got it sourced out.
I'm going right now to eat hot chicken with my wife, and I tried.
Your last heartbreak, was your fault?
Wait, why is this app so freaking buggy? Let me just freaking go.
I developed feelings for someone else while I was dating someone. I have really strong feelings for my best friend.
This guy's worst nightmare came to life.
I thought it was her best friend.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's not.
That's every guy's worst nightmare. Yeah, baby's just my best friend.
I feel like it could be like your best friend is a little bit worse.
That is definitely a lot worse.
Really maturely, and then I realized that it was just a really shitty situation, and there's just some things where even if you're trying to, protect the other person, life is a lot messier than we think, and I was super stressed out when that whole situation started to happen because...
Here's my red pill take while we're at it. The fact that like her thing is just like, oh, it was just stressing me out so much. I fell in love with my best friend and it was stressing me out. Oh, my life sucked so bad during that period of time.
I always want more context. Am I erroneous in concluding that she said a whole bunch of stuff without really saying anything?
Well, let's finish the video and then we can discuss.
I was like, oh no, like I don't want to be like all these bad people that I see in my life, and then I kind of realized that these things happen and like you can't really help a feeling, and sometimes things just aren't meant to be, so.
We don't really know a lot about the situation. What I read between the lines there, and this is it's not really my red pill take, but it seems like she probably had a lot of bad influences around, because she said like, I don't want to be like the bad people in my life. If I had to guess, she probably told him that. It probably put a big dent in his ego, and then, fighting ensued and all that. But I don't know, from what she said, the vibe I got, and of course we don't know this woman, but the vibe I got was that she almost like fooled herself into thinking she was a more emotionally intelligent than she actually was.
Yeah, I could say that based on like the way that she was talking, definitely kind of felt like that. I mean, honestly, it's a tough situation. If we just talk about that situation, because like I don't think that she should have stayed with the boyfriend if she was feeling this type of way.
If you're in a relationship and then you develop feelings for your best friend, that's way worse, I think. It's even worse than knowingly having feelings and then getting into a relationship anyways. Either situation is bad, but that makes me wonder, like, because it has to be one of those.
What do you mean knowingly having? What do you mean?
If she had feelings for her best friend already. Because, like, if he's your best friend.
Sounds like she didn't based on the context.
Okay, so then the other option would be she was in this relationship with this guy and she was doing things to facilitate catching feelings for this guy. Which to me is like, okay, again, not to sound red, because it could happen either way. It could happen on either side of the aisle. Based off of also what she said, which was I think just a whole load of therapy speak. Saying so many things without saying exactly what happened. Like, if I look back on the situation, I'm like, yeah, this is what I did wrong, this is what I did wrong, this is what I did wrong. She didn't give us any of that. And you can't also say that she was like, oh yeah, she's just trying to be intentionally vague about the situation, because why would she put that out on a public platform anyways?
Well, somebody interviewed her.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a level of protection that you're going to
sure.
give if somebody's just approaching you. Like, you're not going to be specific. You're not trying to, like, get into drama.
That's true. But I just think that there was a level of ambiguity that makes me think that she holds a lot more blame than maybe she was letting on at first.
I mean, I don't even necessarily even think it's a thing where it's like somebody's in the right, somebody's in the wrong. It's a situation where, yeah, she fell in love with like her best friend that she had known for longer. The dude is always, doesn't matter how that comes out, like, you're going to be hurt by that. But I feel like there is a thing where it's like, yeah, you have to communicate that. Unless she was just cool with being like, no, I'm not going to date my best friend that I had been doing it, and I'm just going to shove those feelings away. She at least is mature enough to not do that.
That's true. She told her guy about it.
No matter what, yeah, she was going to...
I gotta give her credit there.
Yeah.
But I just think, to me, there's a little bit more of a dash of like, I want to see the way she said it to him.
The dude is in a lose-lose situation, and then if I had any critique on her, it was like her speaking about like, yeah, I did the best thing. And it's like...
I suppose it is like the lesser of the...
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I did everything that, I thought was good for the situation. So like, there was thought that went into it. She didn't just seem like an a-hole by any means, but yeah.
You suddenly fall in love with your best friend when you're already in a relationship. Like, there's also, and I'll say this for all those people that think that I'm like red pill because of this video. The husband or the guy that she was dating had to be just absolutely abhorrent for that to be the case.
Wrong. Don't think that has to be true.
Well, not abhorrent, but it's like he had to be lacking in some areas.
Don't think that has to be true.
I think so.
No, I don't think so. I'll disagree with that.
If your relationship cup is filled, yeah.
Ideally,
you're not doing stuff like that. You're not stepping out.
Ideally, but
because the thing that would have to happen, I don't mean to cut you off, but like I feel like then it would just be an attention thing, and I feel like that would be coming down a little bit too hard when we don't know the full.
I mean, I still would disagree. I would say that we definitely like don't know the story with it.
Yeah.
But there is just a situation where it was just like a timing thing, and then there also is a thing where you're gonna be just attracted to people that you spend more time with. That's just the nature of it.
Yeah.
So unless she decided by dating person A that she was gonna no longer see her best friend because like, oh yeah, I could develop feelings, like the dude doesn't have to be necessarily lacking or doing anything wrong. I mean, they've been best friends before that, so they clearly connect on a fundamental level.
I think like this a lot of times. A lot of people are just like, it's the experience that you can provide. What is more Hallmark movie than being in a relationship and falling for your best friend? That's an experience that I think a lot of people would be like, oh my God, yeah. I'm living a Hallmark movie right now. I think where the onus, knowing the limited amount that I know about obviously the situation in this woman, what it seems like is the onus should fall on her more to say like, if she has these feelings developing, what was she doing to hold those feelings? How do you get to the point where you're developing feelings? What changed from before and during the relationship to where she caught feelings?
It could be in a thing where it is just like comparison. Best friend does this, boyfriend does that.
I'm not trying to like shift blame either way here, but I really do think it's a combination of factors. The boyfriend had to be doing something. I think usually the way this plays out is like, she was probably going to the boyfriend, if I had to guess, being like, yeah, Chet did this today that really didn't sit well with me.
The best friend?
Yeah, going to the best friend and be like, yeah, Chet did this. And the
best
friend's like, that's like a little bit inconsiderate. Like, I probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening.
Like, I think that's probably the most likely outcome. Or if it's just like, she's going out on like date-themed hangouts with her best friend. Are they enjoying a moonlit night? What's going, how are they even in a space when she has a boyfriend where they can be developing these feelings? There's so many different factors. Boyfriend could be a workaholic that like,
Yeah.
And it sounds like it ended badly, so.
Well, it sounds like it was her decision to like end up leaving that original relationship anyways. Like she was going out, she held all the cards in that.
But I think she said it got messy by the end.
Life is a lot messier than we think, and I was super stressed out when that whole situation started to happen because...
That to me, okay, knowing that now, that she definitely didn't handle it well. For sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, she, I think even in the way that she does that, like she views herself as a victim of the circumstances, but it's circumstances of your own making.
You made those circumstances. Who? No. You floozy.
You street rat.
You good for nothing, 2 nickel, 2 dime ride for a extended period of time. Dick you have to climb, fucking.
You uphill in the snow both ways. Hillbilly, moonshine, drinking no good, two-tone.
You on time, 69, fine dine, wine guy, gynecologist, floozy. You STD having, shirt grabbing, pants sagging.
Woman.
I often wonder about like what I'm gonna do when I eventually get cheated on, which is
Some you should unpack in therapy. Anyways, we got the red battery on there, so let's wrap it up.
and let's disappear into the hills. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Ben and Jake React.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
See you next time.
See ya.